जीवन कुंज बिहारी
प्राण धन जीवन कुंज बिहारी
प्राण धन जीवन कुंज बिहारी
प्राण धन जीवन कुंज बिहारी
जीवन कुंज बिहारी प्राण धन
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 This Kirtan was very special to the writer of the Kirtan, Shree Maharaj. He considered it as expressing the highest sentiments of divine love. So he starts off by saying that Kunja Bihari, who is Sri Krishna, is my pranadhana. He is my very life air. Now you have relationships in the world, but there's a gradation in them. Dearer than the whole world is your neighbor. Let us say you went from here for a visit to the Grand Canyon, and there, as you are peering at the peaks, you find your neighbor by the side. Hooray! You are here! It's a very special moment when you find your neighbor right there. But dearer than the neighbor is your friend, because you have a deeper relationship connection. Neighbors will change. That is a very casual relationship. A friend is a different matter. You've invested your emotions and your time. And closer than your friend are your children and your parents. They're called blood relatives. Khoon ka naata hai sahab. The mobile has just confirmed it. Well, let's not have any more confirmations, please. Closer than the children and the parents is the spouse. The spouse is naturally closer. You share more intimate things that you would not with parents or children. But the spouse is also a little distant. A husband will make 50% of the wealth available for the interest of the children. 90% available for the interest of the wife. Not 100%. 100% will be available for the self. So dearer than the whole world is your own body. Now that is absolutely mine. It can never rebel. Of course, people use all kinds of expressions in the world. Aap to hamare prana priya ho. So Maharaj Ji is saying, Shri Krishna, you are my prana priya. And newly fallen in loves, they tell each other, you are my prana priya. But that is just an expression. Nobody in this world is your prana priya. Let us say that two lovers have decided to meet in the Plano Park, and they are sitting on the bench relishing those moments of romance, telling each other, you are my prana priya. Are, you are my prana priya. Just to test out the truthfulness of their words, throw a rubber snake in between them. Not an actual snake, otherwise it will be a disaster, just a rubber snake. The moment they realize there's a snake, there's danger to my life, they will run to save their prana, which means prana priya jai bhaad mein. Save your own prana, then everybody else. So dearer than the whole world is our own life heirs. We don't even realize, but dearer than that is our mind. Now we don't even see the distinction. And even dearer is the intellect. And even dearer than that is the Atma. And dearer than the Atma is supposed to be the Paramatma, God. When we reach that state, we will actually feel that He is my wealth beyond everything else. So Maharaj Ji is expressing that sentiment here and saying, Prana Dhana Jivana Kunja Bihari. That Kunja Bihari Shri Krishna is the treasure of my life. But then he goes on to express what is this love all about. Prana Dhana Jivana Kunja Bihari.
Prana Jivana Kunja Bihari.
Prana Dhana Jivana Kunja Bihari.
Pranadhana Jivana Kunja Bihari.
तुम तो रहे सनातन हमरे.
तुम तो रहे सनातन हमरे.
तुम तो रहे सनातन हमरे.
तुम तो रहे
Tihari Pranadhana Now he says, Sri Krishna, you have always been mine and I have always been yours. The soul's relationship with God is eternal. It has ever existed. When we did not realize it in past lives, in this life, until we had that awakening, we may have had atheistic mentalities, communistic mentalities, God is the opiate of the masses, etc., etc. One book came into my hands, My God Died Young. So, we've denied our relative in the past in our ignorance, but he never denied us. For him, we were always his parts. Now the child asks the parent, Mummy, Papa, which of us siblings do you love more? And the parents say, my child, the hand has got 5 fingers. We love them all because they are all ours. So we are all parts of him. And he has got faith in his master plan. That a soul may have descended to the level of becoming a ghost or spirit, fallen into such evil ways, but God has faith that he has the ability to redeem that soul, lift it up over lifetimes and bring it to the ultimate perfection. So he has always honored that relationship. From our side, now we are saying that I am yours. And I will always remain yours. That kind of statement cannot be made in worldly love. The nature of worldly love is arambha guruvikshyanti kramena. It begins so big and then slowly dries up. Some of you people here have had arranged marriages. Others have had love marriages. Where is the love now? Do you still feel it? Dried up many years ago, Swamiji. So that is worldly love. Arambha guruvi kshiyanti kramena. Divine love is the reverse. Laghvi pura vriddhi mati cha paschat. It is purn on day one, completely satiating, and just keeps growing. So divine love has got 6 characteristics to it. Gunarahitam. I am quoting the Acharya of Bhakti, Naradji. Kamanarahitam. Pratikshan vardhamanam. avichinnam sukshmataram anubhav rupam muka swadanavat prakashyate kvapi patre. Gunarahitam. It is devoid of the qualities of the beloved. It begins by seeing the qualities. My Sri Krishna is like this. But as it moves ahead, it becomes independent of the qualities because it is selfless. Now that love which is dependent on qualities is still selfish. People who loved Lata Mangeshkar, the nightingale of India, when her voice was like a celestial Gandharva, as she grew old and the same throat became a broken bamboo, their love disappeared. People who say, Swamiji, you're talking about divine love. I have divine love for my wife. That's because you're newly married 25-year-olds. But let me tell you one thing. Can I prove my statement? I asked that 25-year-old that suppose now your wife is 25. Suppose she was to sleep at night as a 25-year-old and wake up in the morning as an 85-year-old. Hypothetical case. Will you still love her the same extent? Hare Swamiji, you love this old hag. Now the whole love has disappeared, right? It is dependent on qualities. She is beautiful, he is wealthy, she takes care of me, he is watching out for me. So all these qualities have created the love. But true love is devoid of that. Parvati passed the test. Parvati was practicing austerities in the Himalayas. Because when she was born to Himavan and Maina Devi, Naradji came along. And Himavan said, please read the hand of my daughter. And Narad said that her husband will be an ascetic. He will have an inclination for living in graveyards. And he will be completely renounced and detached, etc. And hearing that, Himavan's heart shuddered. Oh my God. My 5-year-old daughter, her future is in the dark. And Narad said there is hope because the same qualities exist in Shivji as well. So ask her to go and practice austerities to get Shivji as her husband. Little Parvati went off, and the kind of austerities she performed, nobody has ever heard of them, subsisting on dry leaves, sitting like that in the caves, in the open, in the cold, in the heat. On this side, Ramji came and told Shivji that, look, you rejected her in the past life, and she's been born again and she's practicing austerities to attain you. So, please give me a boon. And Shivji said, the whole world asks you for a boon, you are asking me for a boon. Tell me, what is it? Ram said, when the proposal comes from Parvati's side, don't reject it. Shivji said, all right. And he closed his eyes and went into Samadhi. And here the 9 Yogeshwars, they arrived to test Parvati. She is doing austerities, but does she have that quality of love? So they asked her, why are you doing tapasya here? This is meant for big yogis. So she said, Come on, tell us. You will laugh if I give you my objective. You must tell us. They insisted. She said, I am like the little girl trying to catch the moon. I wish to have Shiv as my husband. Now the Yogishwars took the test. They said, you want to have Shiv as your husband? But don't you know all the bad qualities in Shiv? He lives in graveyards and his associates are the ghosts and spirits, etc., etc. Take a look at Vishnu. He's got all these wonderful virtues. So they went on and on. Parvati's classic statement, Mahadev Avaguna Bhavan. Mahadev may be the abode of Avaguna, bad qualities. Vishnu Sakala Guna Dhama, Jehi Kar Man Ram Jahi San, Tehi San Kam. One who loves based on qualities is still not a perfect lover. Hence, no matter what you say, my resolve will not change. Janam koti lagi ragar hamari, varau shambhu natu rahau kumari. I will either marry Shiv or I'll remain Kumari for the rest of eternity. The Yogishwars went back to Shiv and said, she is past the test. This is guna rahitam, the first quality of divine love. Second is kamana rahitam, devoid of self-seeking. The third is avicchinnam, it doesn't break. It is the strongest thing in the world. Why it doesn't break? Because it's devoid of self-seeking. Sukshmataram, it is so subtle, it pervades every pore of the body. Anubhava rupam, it cannot be described in words. Pratikshan vardhamanam, it just goes on and on increasing. That is the love which our heart has cherished since eternity. And we have tried to find it in worldly things, in worldly people, in worldly relationships. But nothing has ever satiated that heart. And if we wish to find that thing which will completely satisfy us, we must learn the art of divine love. And that is what this verse is teaching. So the devotee is saying, Shri Krishna, you were mine when I did not know. You are mine today, and you will always be mine. Let's see what he says further. Pranadhana Jivana Kunja Bihari.
Pranadhana Jivana Kunja Bihari.
Tum to rahe sanatan hamare.
Tum to rahe sanatan hamare.
Ho rahi tihari pranadhana.
Oh, जीवन कुंज बिहारी प्राण धन
उर लगाय भुज भरी हरि चाहे
उर लगाया मुझ भरी हरि चाहे
उर लगाय भुज भरी हरि चाहे
उर लगाया मुझ भरी हरि चाहे
पूर्व हुआस हमारी प्राण धन
पुरवास हमारी प्राण धन
पूर्व हुआस हमारी प्राण धन
पुरवास हमारी प्राण धन
जीवन जीवन कुंज बिहारी प्राण धन
जीवन कुंज बिहारी प्राण धन
In spirituality, we are always instructed to renounce desires. The Buddha in particular, he honed in on desires and said the cause of all our misery and suffering is desires. His 4 golden truths as originally propounded by him. There is suffering in this world. The suffering has a reason. The reason for suffering is desire. If desire is extinguished, suffering will be gone. The Bhagavad Gita agrees with it 100%. Vihaya kamanya sarvan pumans chariti nispriha sa shanti madikachati. If you can give up desires, you will find perfect peace. And think about it. If we don't have desires, we will be happy in every situation. The desires are primarily, this should happen, this should not happen. This should be like this should not be like this. The moment you give up desires, you make peace with the present moment. And nothing can disturb your peace. So, the spiritual path is all about giving up desires, right? Wrong. This is only half the story. The second half is cultivating the noble desires. Cultivating the desire for the Lord. Cultivating the desire for His knowledge, for His love, for His service, for His darshan. So, when we say give up desires, we are only talking about the material desires, not the good desires. Here, the devotee is saying, I desire your divine embrace, O Sri Krishna. This is the sign of love. Wherever the mind is attached, all our five senses hanker. If somebody says, Swamiji, I have no attachment in this world, but my pota, grandchild, when I hear his totally bhasha, broken words, I get Vaikunt. Then understand who the culprit is. Your mind is attached to your grandchild. It is so attached that even if Swamiji explains, learn to love God. Swamiji, you said see God in everyone. He is my Gopal. Look, don't rationalize and make excuses. If you had that Krishnamay drishti, you would see Gopal in everyone. In that hungry little child across the road as well, not only in your grandchild. This is just worldly moh, mamata. But the mind is attached and the senses long. Somebody else says, Swamiji, everything else is fine. But the dosa that is made in Yugal Kunj, I just can't resist. Mere sight of it makes my mouth water. So your mind has gotten attached to dosa now. And the same thing, if the mind is attached to Sri Krishna, the senses will long for him. So that is why the devotee says, I earnestly desire with all my five senses to see you, to touch your lotus feet, to take the remnants of your prasad, to hear your divine flute, to receive the aroma of your flower garlands. However, I leave this to you. I don't demand. Sri Krishna, you must give me darshan. Nishkam prem, selfless love doesn't mean we don't have any desire for Sri Krishna. Nishkam means give up all kamna. So then the atheist says, I also don't have any desire for Sri Krishna. I am also Nishkam. But Nishkam doesn't mean that. Nishkam means you have intense longing, but you leave it to him. My Lord, you decide whatever pleases you. Now this qualification is added to it. Ultimately, we are his servant. The servant's job is to fulfill the wish of the master. Now, if the servant decides what is going to happen, then these roles will get reversed. That is why Sri Krishna does not give us prem until we are qualified. He says, the day I give you prem, I will become your servant. Now you will instruct me. Like Yashoda says, Kanhaiya, if you eat mud, I'll whack you. So Krishna says that until you are qualified, I will not give you that love. Otherwise, you will misuse it. You still have selfishness and you receive love, you'll say, Sri Krishna, stand up. Sri Krishna, sit up. Sri Krishna, come here. Sri Krishna, go there. So Sri Krishna says, you will only receive this love when you become totally and completely selfless. You ask such a devotee, why do you engage in bhakti? The devotee says, Jahi na chahiya kabahu kachu tum sana sahaj sane. I engage in devotion for no other reason except His love. So in this divine path, even the desire for liberation is forbidden. The liberation is the aradhya, the worshipable goal of the jnanis and the yogis and the tapasvis. But divine love forbids the desire for mukti, because it is a form of self-seeking. Mukti is what? Yearning to be released from material bondage. So one person says, "Oh God, give me material pleasures." Another says, "Oh God, I have got too much of material suffering, release me from it." In both cases, the desire is selfish. One person saying, "Give me wealth," other saying, "Remove my poverty." The devotee says, "Meri chahi mat karo, main मूर्ख अज्ञान, तेरी चाही में प्रभु है मेरा कल्याण." You do with me whatever you wish. I will not intervene that Shri Krishna, you need to do this, Shri Krishna, you need to do that. राजी है उसी में जिसमें तेरी रजा है, यों भी वाह वाह है, त्यों भी वाह वाह है. Whatever you wish, that is my wish. Yesterday we were singing a beautiful Kirtan in the special Bhakti segment, Nita Seva Mangu. So the third line was, तेरी इच्छा में इच्छा बनाती रहूं, तेरे सुख में ही सुख नित पाती रहूं. May I create my desires in line with your desires, and may I find happiness in your happiness. That is the formula for love. So the devotee says, "Shri Krishna, I yearn to receive your love. But if you choose to make me wait, then I am willing to wait for the rest of eternity." जीवन कुंज बिहारी प्राण धन,
जीवन कुंज बिहारी प्राण धन,
उर लगाय भुज भरी हरि चाहे,
उर लगाय भुज भरी हरि चाहे,
पूर्व आस हमारी प्राण धन,
पुरवहु आस हमारी प्राण धन,
जीवन जीवन कुंज बिहारी प्राण धन,
जीवन कुंज बिहारी प्राण धन,
चाहे मोही तड़पाओ मोरी मुख,
चाहे मोहे तड़पाओ मोरी
Now he's making a very big statement. He says, "O my beloved, O treasure of my very life, if you choose to behave adversely with me, if you choose to hurt my deepest, most loving sentiments, not reciprocate all my affection, and in fact trample me under your feet, you have the right to do so. I give you the right to behave with me as you wish." Why does the devotee say that? For two reasons. Firstly, God knows what He is doing. We may not understand. The child also doesn't understand every behavior of the mother. Sometimes the mother affectionately lifts up her child and showers her of love. At other times, the mother says, "Go and stand by the side of the wall. You will not get anything to eat." Now the child says, "That mummy who lifts me up is a good mummy. And this mummy who says you will not get to eat today is bad mummy." My child, when you grow up, you will realize both were aspects of your mother's love. So, likewise, we little children in spirituality, we are like little children. We don't even know what is good for us. It's like you put a child in the jewelry shop and place some chocolates in front and say, "Beta, whatever catches your fancy, you can take any one thing." The child sees those Hershey chocolates and says, "What can be better than this?" Unmitigated joy for the next 2 minutes. The child doesn't realize the value of that $50,000 diamond. Likewise, in the divine realm, there is Brahmanand, Premanand, Paramanand, Divyanand, Sevanand. But our intellect has been stuck in Jagadanand, Rasgullanand, Vishayanand. The bliss of the world is in so many lifetimes. So God says, "Pick what you want." Now we ask our intellect and we pick the wrong thing. So the safe thing is, "My Lord, I leave it to you. You decide." God may decide. Once it is His responsibility, He will then use His intellect to give us what is best for us, which may not necessarily be most convenient for us. Because there's a difference between convenience and higher purpose. Invariably, these are in contradiction. That which serves your highest purpose is invariably inconvenient. And that which is the most inconvenient is invariably out of sync with your highest purpose. So our intellect will choose the more comfortable option. We say, "My Lord, I will not make this mistake. I trust you. And I put it in your hands. You are my eternal Father. You are taking care of all the birds and bees. This entire creation. Ka chinta mama jivane yadiharir vishvambharo giyate noche darbhak jivanaya jananim stanyam yatha nissaret Ityalochya muhur muhur yadupate lakshmi pate kevalam tvat padambuja sevanena satatam kalo maya niyate. The devotee says, I have chosen to no longer worry for my life. Why? I see on the birth of a child, the mother naturally starts excreting milk. How did this miracle happen? If God has so much of power to arrange this, then He is Vishwambhar, the one who takes care of all creatures. So I will no longer worry for my life. This creates the freedom to surrender, to put yourself at His disposal. But I said there's a second reason here why the devotee says, Sri Krishna, if you wish to trample me, you're welcome. Because that is the real test of love. If you can love in the face of adverse behavior, only then do you take the first step in the realm of divine love. In favorable behavior, everybody can love. A dog also. I still remember I once in Fort Lauderdale, I stayed in one host's house. So when I reached them, the dog just let go. Now, I am not a dog person, but I am not one to be scared of dogs either. But this dog was just refusing to let anybody in the house speak. So the owner said, Swamiji, we got him from a dog shelter. He needs a little affection. So he put some rice in a katuri and said, feed him. The moment I fed him, the dog's behavior changed 100%. Everything normalized. This bearded guy is my friend because he does good to me. So even a dog can love in that kind of equation, right? Likewise, somebody who's showering affection on you and you show love, it's no big deal. That is third class of the entry, not even entry level. Real love is selfless, where he is behaving adverse and you are still continuing to love. That is the test. Like I always say, what is the test that your love is true? So remember this verse. Write it down in gold in your spiritual journal. It will be helpful for you until God realization. Sarvatha dhvansarahitam satyapi dhvansakarane yadbhava bandhanam yuno saprema parikirtitah. Where there is a reason for love to explode, which means we are affectionately loving our beloved, and he is behaving adversely, so adversely, that by all means our love should be shattered, and yet it remains just the same. Then you have passed the test that there was no self-seeking in your love. Now, to reach that level is not the ability of the soul. It requires assistance from God and Guru. And that is why God and his representative Guru, they behave in three ways: positive, negative, neutral. Sometimes they will be very affectionate. Sometimes they will be negative, harsh, apparently unmindful. And sometimes they will be neutral. Who are you? I've never seen you before. I'm trying to meditate on you, you don't even know me. So, if we are candidates for divine love, we have to pass these tests. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Shikshashtak, his most powerful verse, Ashlishyava padaratan pinashtumam madarshanan marmahatang karotuva yatha tathava vidadhatu lampato mat prananathastu sa eva napara. Lampat. Lampat means loafer, characterless. Whom is he speaking to? Sri Krishna. My God, speaking to Sri Krishna in such words. Because in love, Sri Krishna is no longer seeming that big. He's seeming as my very own. So the devotee feels the right to address. The gopis also used to say, Chor Jar Shiromani. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Lampat. Sri Krishna, you can behave with me in three ways. Ashlishyava padaratan pinashtumam adarshanan marmahatang karotuva. Either chahe mam alingan kar lo, chahe mam pranan hi har lo, chahe jeev har kar tadpa lo. Positive, negative, neutral. But Sri Krishna, open your ears and listen very carefully. He's telling Sri Krishna, my love for you will not decrease in either of these behaviors. It will only increase. That is true love. That is the kind of love our heart is yearning for. We have been loving in the world. It's all worldly love. You can all celebrate Valentine's Day and keep on telling each other, I love you, without understanding the meaning of what love is. You know, 20 years ago, Maharajji would spend a couple of months in a summer resort, and then I would go and spend some time with him. There was no mobile in those days. So it was the landline, and his satsang was very small. So devotees around the world would come to know that he is now available to speak, and they would start calling from outside India. So on this particular occasion, someone rang up from Canada and his servant said, Maharajji, so-and-so from Canada. Radhe, Radhe. Radhe, Radhe, Maharajji, I love you. Acha, acha, acha. Maharajji, somebody is calling from Australia. Radhe, Radhe, Maharajji, I miss you, I love you. So he heard the same dialogue 4 times. And then after that, the next 10 calls that came, he said, yes, I love you, I miss you, I cobra you and down. Say, look, everybody is talking about love, but nobody knows what love is. So the real love is tested in adverse circumstances. Now, how many brave people are there who can even think of passing this test? We need positive behavior from our spiritual guide. So problematic for the guide. Because if 400 people have come. One person says, Swamiji, are you upset with me? Why? You looked at the other person 4 times and you looked at me only 1 time. My God. You have to keep a track of how many times you're looking at 400 people. So the problem here is what? We are judging love by externals. That is the biggest mistake. That is the worldly realm. Spiritual realm is independent. The rule is, the extent to which we love God and Guru, they love us. But the real love is not that. Swami Vivekananda, in his poor ashram, he was Narendra Dutt. And when he would come to meet Ramakrishna Paramahans in Dakshineshwar, Ramakrishna Paramahans would shower his affection on him, neglecting the others. He would take food with his hand and feed him. Now the other disciples could think, oh, he has just come and he is receiving so much affection. And then for a month, Ramakrishna Paramahans neglected him completely. Completely. Now if you wish to neglect a person, Maharaj used to do this. See, when he's looking like this and he wishes to neglect you, he'll move like this, then he'll do like this. So you get the idea, he's neglecting you. So it used to make me laugh. Why are you putting in so much effort? But Ramakrishna Paramahans did this for 1 month with Swami Vivekananda. And Swami Vivekananda would come in the morning and sit till night and then leave. And this continued for 1 full month. At the end of the month, finally Ramakrishna Paramahans relented. He said, Beta, my child, I am behaving so badly with you. Why do you still keep coming? Swami Vivekananda said, Guruji, I like you, and that is why I come. How you behave with me is not the point. If you like a rasgulla, do you ask the rasgulla, do you like me as well? I like you, that's why I come. Ramakrishna Paramahans said, your heart is pure, and this is the manifestation of it. So that purity gets tested in adverse behavior. So that is why Maharaj Ji says that you behave with me as you wish. Prana dhana jivan kunj bihari. Mori mukh chahe mohi tadpao mori mukh chahe mohi tadpao mori mukh Prana dhana Says, you behave with me, Sri Krishna, as you wish. We have all these desires. Ultimately, what does the desire boil down to? What my mind wants, that should happen. That's basically it. Behind all of these desires is the root desire. I want my mind's wish. It should be favorable to my mind, not unfavorable. So, it is all about my happiness. And the expert lover says, no. This kind of love I have done for endless lifetimes, and it always ended in dissatisfaction. Now let me reverse the formula. Let me now love him for his sake. So I don't dictate the terms. Sri Krishna, I must get to Vaikuntha Golok in 3 days. One person went to his Gurudev and gave an ultimatum. Gurudev, I am going to give up drinking and smoking. Gurudev said, congratulations. But I must have Sri Krishna's darshan in 3 days. Gurudev said, in case you don't, then I'll go back to drinking and smoking after that. So this is the self-seeking. This has to be killed. A great Christian mystic, considered the second biggest saint in Christianity after Jesus, Saint Francis of Assisi, he expressed it so finely in the Western world. He said, O Lord, Let me seek not so much to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive. It is in pardoning that we are pardoned. And it is in dying to the little self that we are born to eternal life. Just pay attention to the last. It is in dying to the little self that you will be born to eternal life. This little self, my happiness. If you want divine love, you will have to reverse this. Not mine. Shri Krishna, Jehi vidhi hoya piya sukh mokaha sohi sukha bhari. Whatever makes you happy, Shri Krishna, I will say, I am happy in that. Let us see how he ends it. Jeevan kunj bihari pranadhana.
Jeevan kunj bihari pranadhana.
Jehi vedhi pivu sukh pav kariya soi.
Jehi vidhi pivu sukh pav kariya soi.
Moka soi sukh bhari pranadhana.
Moka soi sukh bhari pranadhana.
यह कृपालु है रीति प्रीति की.
यह कृपालु है रीति प्रीति की.
ओ यह कृपालु है रीति प्रीति की.
यह कृपालु है रीति प्रीति की.
निज सुख चह व्यापारी प्राणधन.
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 So the final conclusion. Love is all about giving. Where the desire is to take, that is not that worldly love. A more crude name for that is lust. But that's the fact. There are three things: love, lust, and business. Where the desire is take, take, take. That is lust. Take what? Self-happiness. That's the real take. Where the desire is to give, that is love. His happiness. Where the desire is give, take, that is business. So two of these we have always practiced in endless lifetimes. Take, and give, take. It is my friend's daughter's wedding. So how much gift should we give? We'll give a $5,000 gift. $5,000 gift on your friend's daughter's wedding? You know, Swamiji, I've got 3 daughters, so they'll get wedded. He'll give 5, 5, 5. He's created his equation for taking and is then giving. This is the business. We don't realize it, but we do business with God. Of course, the gross business is, I will go to Vaishno Devi and I'll get this boon. But it's a subtler business as well. If I chant the names of God, what will I get? So, what will you get? This is the business. Supposing you don't get anything, am I crazy to chant the names like that only? So the same mentality comes. If I engage in bhakti, what will I get? Sri Krishna says, supposing you don't get anything, then I'll have to think. But the purified intellect, somebody who has purified the intellect by the Guru Vani, by listening to the Guru, by understanding, it is in giving that you will receive. Even if your goal is to receive, you will have to learn to give. Just stop thinking of what you will get. Just focus on giving. Now you will enter the realm of love. Prema mein hai sada dena dena, सोचना भी नहीं कुछ है लेना, लेने वाला बड़ा भोला भाला, ब्रज के रसिकों में शामिल नहीं है. One who comes to God to profit thinks I am very intelligent, because that is the business formula of the world. But turns out to be a loss, because that is not a Braj Rasik. A Braj Rasik is one who comes to give. And in that, when the God sees that this soul wants nothing from me, he is a selfless lover, then God says, I am already a selfless lover. So the soul says, my Lord, I'll give you my all, and I want nothing in return. God says, I'll give you my all, and I need nothing in return. Now imagine if God and the soul have a trade. A billionaire and a beggar enter a deal. The beggar has duped the billionaire. He says, Seth ji, whatever you have, you offer it to me. Whatever I have, I give it to you. And if Seth ji falls for it, so Seth ji says, okay, I've got billions. What do you have? He lifts his jholi and does like this. That's all. I had great expectations. You had, but I don't have anything more. But God is so stupid. He is willing to enter into this deal with the soul. He says, oh soul, you learn to give what you have. I'll give what I have. Now who's going to benefit? The soul, of course. If only the soul can have faith. Then God will say that this soul wants nothing from me. Now let me put myself at the disposal of this soul. Then God becomes a servant of that devotee. So we hear aham bhakta paradhinaha statements in the Bhagavatam where Sri Krishna says, I am the servant of my devotee. Why? Because of the selfless love. And that selfless love finishes his almightiness and makes him dance. Now the devotee is making him dance. We sang that bhajan, right? Al-belu hamaro yaar prem ke bandhan mein nahi jaat samadhi na yogi na jai na chatata thei. So what we need to do at this stage is to fill this selfless love in our heads, to convince our intellect completely. It is in giving that you receive. Dena prem, lena kam. Take is the formula of lust. Give is the formula of prem. That is why that kind of prem, that is why the Guru engages us in seva. Because through seva, we learn tat sukha sukhitvam, the chintan, the contemplation, to make this pad practical. So with that, we have reached the conclusion of Bhakti Kirtan retreat. In 2024, I am going to end with a Kirtan. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna
Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki Shri Radha Krishna Bhagwan Ki Siyavar Ramchandra Ki Jagadguru Shree Kripaluji Maharaj Ki JKYog Bhakti Kirtan Retreat Ki Samas Bhakta Vrinda Ki Shri Radha Krishna Mandir Ki Jai Jai Shri Radhe Jai Jai Shri Radhe Jai Jai Shri It has most heartiest appreciation to all the volunteers who put this retreat together. It is so